Do you know in ancient Bharat, they used to host these competitions, this debate competition, about what is the ultimate reality. Ultimate reality being Brahman, and this debate competition used to be called Brahmodaya. And they used to take these debates very seriously. They used to invite all the metaphysicians and theologians and logicians and linguists, and then they used to argue very seriously about the ultimate reality of this world. What is Brahman at the end of the day? Because Brahman is not only the truth, but Brahman is also the essence of sovereignty. We modern people don't take these things very seriously, but if you think about it, whoever defines what reality is will actually rule that reality. This authority and authorship, like whoever authors what reality is also the authority of that reality. You see, and if you don't know the truth, you are living in someone else's truth, someone else's fiction maybe, I mean, take for example World War II. For Nazis, World War II was not only about the whole world is at war, but it is also about world war means the very definition of the world is up for grab. It's a war about who will define what the world is. You see, Weltanschauungskrieg in German also means worldview warfare. That's what they were fighting, first and foremost. Allies got a different worldview, Axis had a different worldview, and the worldview didn't match, that's why they clashed. And the physical war on the ground is just a cascading effect of the real worldview warfare, Weltanschauungskrieg. You see, they understood how important it is to define what the world is, and we know who won the war and under whose definition of the world we are all living in nowadays. Neoliberal capitalism and technocentrism, there is a certain type of worldview behind it. And that's not the only worldview, but anyway. Let's go back to Brahmodaya. Once upon a time, by the way, I'm quoting now onwards what I will say is from Yajnavalkya Upanishad. So once upon a time, King Janaka hosted this Brahmodaya, and he invited all the wise men of the country so they can argue about Brahman. And then my man Yajnavalkya enters, long story short, and Yajnavalkya is being questioned by the female theologian Gargi. Both of them are having competitions of words and concepts and metaphysics. So first question he asks to Yajnavalkya is very Kantian, you see, like critique of pure reason, Kant. She asked, by the way, she was a weaver, so also theologian and weaver, so she uses the metaphor of weaving in every question. Beautiful. I will put the original sloka here from Yajnavalkya Upanishad. First question she asks is, with what weft the time is woven with? Out of which element the time is made out of, in short. So Yajnavalkya answers, time is made out of, time's weft is woven with the thread of ether, space, akasha. She asks, with what weft akasha is woven out of? Sankaracharya says, ether, akasha, is made out of, woven out of the thread of akshara. Now, she does not dare to ask further question. She cannot now ask with infinite regress that what is akshara is made out of, because akshara, being the logical necessity, the metaphysical necessity, is anuttara. In Tantra, anuttara means that after which you cannot go further. Uttara means to going further than something. But akshara, indestructible, he further argues, Yajnavalkya further explains that akshara, the indestructible, is that which does not eat anything, neither is eaten by anything. You see, that further confirms that akshara has to be outside this economy of cosmic consumption. It has to be transcendent, because everything in cosmos is living under this economy of consumption. Not only like in the capitalistic sense, but in general, like everything is being eaten by something and everything is eating something. After all, we are all being eaten by time itself. But here she asks, what is time made out of? What is space made out of? And time and space, he says, both are made out of the indestructible akshara, which is nothing than Brahman. And he says, akshara, you cannot go linguistically, you cannot ask what is akshara is made out of, because it is self-sufficient, transcendent, and outside the economy of consumption, he says. And he also says, by the way, that this akshara, whoever knows this akshara before death, he is only true Brahman. Whoever does not understand this akshara, this indestructible Brahman, before the death are not true Brahman. You see, here he cancels all the casteism. He just says, caste is not by blood. If you understand the highest metaphysical principle of Brahman, of akshara, indestructible, then you are Brahmin, otherwise just a normie. Anyway. He also quotes, he also explains further this concept of akshara, indestructible, in a sloka. The sloka is very good. I am very stupid and I cannot remember Sanskrit verses. Adrushtam drashtu, asrutam shrotu, amanam mantu, avigyatam vigyatu. Na tatra chakshu gacchati, na vang gacchati, no mana, na vidyo na vikya mayo, yatheva tada anushishyaditi. It is not seen, yet it is the seer. It is not heard, yet it is the hearer. Not thought, yet it is the thinker. Not known, yet it is the knower. The eyes does not reach it, the speech does not reach it, nor does the mind. We do not know it, we do not understand it, nor we do not know how it can be taught. How it can be taught? Well, we do not understand it. And if you cannot understand it, you must rather become it. You are already it in certain way. That reminds me, by the way, like for 3,000 years, no one in philosophy ever talked about this word, akshara, indestructible. Until I read Franz Kafka. Franz Kafka had a wonderful quote about indestructibility of being, which is like exactly the same as Yajnavalkya. Amazing. Let me read the quote of Franz Kafka, because this is what indestructible really is. And he even doesn't explain the quote further. Maybe even he was afraid that his head might get blown off if he says too much more than this. Kafka says, believing means liberating the indestructible element in oneself. Or more accurately, believing means liberating oneself. Or more accurately, believing is being indestructible. Or more accurately, believing means being. So this akshara, indestructible, is nothing other than your own being.